40th anniversary, or coming up on the 40th anniversary of Pac-Man. And I know that many of you remember this from the arcade. Well, now you've got an opportunity to enjoy a countertop choice of either Pac-Man, Ms. Pac-Man, or Frogger. Three of our favorite video games, and this is extraordinary. No assembly. As soon as you get these home, you enjoy them. Oh, I got it. So, $99.96. All you do is take it out of the box, plug it in, and start playing your game. Now, three choices for you, and they're all countertop, and they're under $100. These are exclusive to QVC. I've got Frogger. How many of you remember Frogger from the pizza parlor? That's most limited, right? And then we've got Pac-Man, who is about to celebrate his 40th birthday. How about that? And then Pac-Man's girlfriend, Ms. Pac-Man, right here. And we remember Ms. Pac-Man as well. And remember when you were in the arcade? Now, you young kids won't remember this. But when we were in the arcade or we were in the pizza place, you would go and put a quarter on the machine to save your spot for the next game, right? Is anybody old enough here who can hear me to remember that? Put a quarter down to save your spot? Okay, I'm getting one person saying yes. Everybody else is saying no. Yeah, they're all too young. My producer Brian and I think are old enough. This is E234035. We're very excited to have these for you tonight. Available for you at a Black Friday sale price, all part of our gift preview event. And this is David's Down Home Christmas, and I know you're going to be thrilled with these because now you're not having to pay thousands of dollars for a genuine arcade game. Ordinarily, $112.50 would be the QVC price. Tonight, we're $99.96, 5 easy payments on your credit card. And the biggest kid I know is Keith Epps, and he is our special guest tonight, joining us live via Skype. Keith, it's good to see you, buddy, and so appropriate that we would be talking about Pac-Man. You and I have been presenting some form of Pac-Man for, I don't even want to remember how many years. So this is what's crazy. This is brand new and really cool.
Oh, it's so cool. The Countercade, David, is it's just so much fun for everybody in the family, but it comes to us from a company called Arcade1Up, and they are just skyrocketing right now in terms of popularity because what they're doing and what their whole meaning is they want to take that arcade experience and bring it to your home. So they're bringing full-size arcade games. They're bringing the countertop games, but they're exact replicas of the games that we all played back in the arcade. And I'll tell you what, I completely remember putting the quarters up on the table because that's how you showed that you were next up, right? And there'd be a stack of quarters next to the Pac-Man game. But what's so much fun, as you mentioned, Pac-Man is celebrating 40th anniversary. It debuted in 1980. And so the reason that they created Pac-Man in the beginning was because they wanted to bring a female audience to video games. And all of the video games were very masculine. And so they created Pac-Man to bring the female audience, but it became so popular that over $3.5 billion in quarters were put into the Pac-Man machines between 1980 and 1990. So in the first 10 years, $3.5 billion. And then you're playing Miss Pac-Man. That was one of my favorites. And what was so cool about Miss Pac-Man was that it was kind of like the next version of Pac-Man, but they made a couple of really cool changes. Pac-Man had a sequence that you could memorize and get through all of the screens. They found that out, and so with Miss Pac-Man, they made it very random. So they made it tougher to complete the screens. They made more screens, and so there's just so much fun that you can have with this. And then the biggest thing I think is that everybody can play it. It's multi-generational. My dad played it, my grandfather played it, I played it, my kids play it. We go to the arcade at the beach. It's still the first game when you walk into the arcade. Just a ton of fun, comes fully assembled, so no messing around on Christmas Eve, putting something together. You pull it out of the box, you plug it in, and it's ready to go.
Well, I can tell you over 500 of these are now gone, and our big leader tonight is, no surprise, Pac-Man. Pac-Man is most popular, but we also have Frogger, and we have Ms. Pac-Man. Let me turn this one around. As Keith mentions, there is no assembly on these. You open the box, you plug it in, you sit down and play. Speaking of sitting down, how about picking up a cool stool that is a separate purchase? We have Pac-Man, we have Asteroids for $69.96. I'm guessing there's limited assembly on these, Keith?
Very simple. You just put the legs on, and that little ring at the bottom takes about maybe 10 minutes at the most, and it comes with all of the tools to put it together.
So how cool would that be if you wanted to be able to supply your little arcade room with a matching stool, which would be really cool. Hey, Keith, well, you may not know, but our buddy Jane Tracy joining us live via Skype tonight from her home to give us a few little Pac-Man, Frogger, and Miss Pac-Man memories. She and I danced to the same music in junior high school. I think she'll remember the quarter on the machine, right, honey?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I'm the oldest of the three of you. So I was a senior in high school in 1980, and I hear that music, and I am brought right back to Cardinal O'Hara High School when I was not good at this game, but I got better and better and better. And guys, I love the size because you guys have sold a lot of other great things too. But then I have to think, where am I going to put this? And this is either that whole family present, right? Or something I can get in my home. And you know, David and Keith, a lot of people in the chat wondering, Jane, why are you home and what are you doing? I was able to do a project for the last couple of days called Hosts at Home. And David, you know this, we're going to see more hosts Skyping in from their house, just like Keith is from his house. David and I are back in the studio tomorrow with our Friday show. But if you're wondering, what Jane doing? Why is she in her closet? It's now going to be a chance for people to be able to see hosts at home, just like I'm home and saying, I want to play some Pac-Man with you guys.
Exactly. So we asked Jane to do a little pilot program, and that's why she's been at home over the last 10 days or so, helping us out and showing us what it's like, so when our other hosts are doing it, they'll know what to expect. This is really exciting, and I'll tell you, we're very busy with this item tonight. In fact, now we've taken orders for nearly 1,000 have been ordered. I'm coming for you, Ghost. All right, there we go. And Keith, you and I have presented so many forms of Pac-Man over the years, but this one, to Jane's point, is absolutely perfect because it's just the right size. This one measures 15.7 inches tall, is that right?
Yep.
And then about 11.4 inches wide, or from front to back, I guess, and then about 9.5 inches across. So it really is cool. And you can play with her. Now, here's something moms and dads are going to be happy about. You can turn the volume off, right? From all those moms and dads out there who just wishes she would let it go already. Yeah, right? I mean, do you understand what I'm talking about? Let me update you and tell you. So we debuted this in September. It's only been on 3 times in September. Over 12,000 have been ordered. You can only buy it here at QVC. These are made just for us. Now, if you want Frogger, I have 1,800 left. Few more in the other 2 options. Keith, is there any chance we'll get these back in before Christmas if we sell these out?
I'm not sure. It's getting late, David. So it's, you know, we might be able to rush to get them back in, but it's, you know, it's always iffy this time of year for sure.
Well, and right now, even iffier, right? Because of shipping and issues and whatnot.
Sure.
So let me tell you that if you want these, we've sold over 15,000. The only place you can buy it is here. The folks made this just for QVC. You see the exclusive banner on the screen there, just above the price. So it's important to know that you get yours now, and you have until January 31st of 2021 to return it. Holiday return policy applies here.
Love that.
So if you decide you want to pick this up tonight, you give it as a gift, and someone's like, nah, not my bag of wax. Fine, return it. But I've got to believe that once you get this home, everybody's going to be like, once they hear waka, 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 they're going to be all about it because this is so cool. Show us some more, Keith.
Yeah, so one thing that we haven't even mentioned yet, and we get so caught up because these are such great titles, but every single one of these games has 2 games built into it. So when you get the Pac-Man home, all you're going to have to do is hold the 1-player button, and it's going to switch back. You hold it for about 5 seconds. It'll switch back to the main screen. And you can see that not only is Pac-Man, I'm going to turn this a little bit to see if we can get a better shot, but not only is Pac-Man on there, but you also get Galaga. And they're the exact replica from the arcade. All the levels, all of the graphics, everything is identical to the arcade. It's just shrunk a little bit. It is an 8-inch LCD screen, so it's super bright and super beautiful. But then the other really big thing that we did with this, David, is the control. While we shrunk down the footprint, the controls and the buttons are all the same size that you remember in the arcade. So it's not like you're using like the tip of your finger or something like that. The joystick is exactly like you remember it in the arcade. The buttons are exactly like you remember it in the arcade. And the gameplay is identical to what you would have played in the arcade. And each game comes with 2. So Pac-Man comes with Galaga. Frogger comes with Time Pilot. And Time Pilot was one of my favorite games growing up. And then Miss Pac-Man comes with Miss Pac-Man and Super Pac-Man. And so each one comes with 2 total games.
All right, I'm trying to make my way across the highway here, Keith.
Yeah, this is, I played, when I brought this home, the kids went, oh my gosh, Frogger. And we've seen Frogger before because they played it in one of those little plug-and-play ones that you plug into the TV. But it is challenging, and that's one that everybody sits down and plays. Now, I'm in the basement at the bar. The kids have kind of taken over my basement. And so when I brought these home, and there's 3 of them up here, they've been spending a lot of time sitting at the bar, playing the old-fashioned video game.
Well, I'll tell you, Keith, 1,400 ordered in this presentation. Everybody's loving that they open the box, they plug it in, and they sit back and start enjoying the memories. This, not to mention the competitions with you and your family. And if you're going to be spending more time at home, and over the holiday season you're with the family, why not challenge everybody to a spirited game of either Frogger, Pac-Man, or Ms. Pac-Man, or think about getting more than one or all 3. This is a remarkable family gift idea. It's 5 easy payments. It's E234035. Hey, Keith, thanks for being here tonight. You brought us down memory lane in a big and bold way.
Thanks, David. Thanks for having me.
Always good to have you back, buddy. Hey, let's check in with Allie, who's got some updates for us.
Hey, well, I want to give you a little inside scoop. Something else coming up in the show is also our